Good music. What's up, brother?
What's up,
What's
Byron? What's happening, my boy? Make sure you can see me. My bad if
I
my
can
hair
see
look a
you.
little
I think
crazy.
we can see. Yeah, we should be able to see you. How you feeling today?
All good on my end, fresh off of that 9 to 5, ready to take over the world as always.
Man, I love that. Look, and it's so important to say that because a lot of people forget that people like us still may have other things that we got to do to make it happen, and that's what the heart is all about: love and success, and how you find both. So, for you, tell me a little bit about your journey because you're from South Carolina, and what was that like to become a model out of South Carolina?
So correction, I'm from
Okay.
Brooklyn. Remember
Oh, this is from
that?
Brooklyn, but you live in South Carolina
I
now.
lived in South
Okay,
Carolina. I
good,
did
good,
high
good, good.
school and
That's what
college in
that's what
South
that energy
Carolina.
sounds. I do something.
I did college in I did high school and college in South Carolina. Honestly, I feel like for me that actually shaped a lot because just so happened I have like two mentors. One is Elliot Carlisle, one is Zoe Dupree. Elliot Carlisle, of course, is a global influencer behind the fashion industry, and Zoe Dupree is a celebrity wardrobe stylist. I met Zoe in college in South Carolina. He's from Philly, so we just so happened to meet in South Carolina while I was in college, and he low key kind of connected me to Elliot. And Elliot
Mm,
was basically like this big fashion mogul who was doing like Charleston
yeah,
Fashion Week and already running New York Fashion Week. So I kind of linked with them, and they just gave me the jewels to success, and I just took off ever since.
my man, I love that. Well, you got a great path and you got a great thing. What's next for you that you're planning and that you're working on?
So currently, as you know, I am a model. So before anybody who's in the comments, anybody who's in right now, if you don't know me, let me just clarify everything. My name is Jeffrey, but I go by Kiid Fro. I'm an established and published print and runway model. I'm a wardrobe
Yes.
stylist and I'm a creative director. With that being said, what's coming next? I have a lot of different things in the works. I don't know if I should give y'all everything, but nah, I was gonna actually use this interview to, go ahead and let the world know. So with that being said, my next biggest thing is, with COVID and everything going on, a lot of the fashion industry has, dropped off on the world. So my next thing, especially with Atlanta, what I'm about to do is, and you're hearing it here first, coming October 17th, Vanguard Fashion Show for Atlanta, high fashion show. Things are moving, got the models, got the designers,
Yes.
everything is, rocking. So next thing is, to bring high fashion back to Atlanta.
I love it, man. You better do that. We need it. Look, and it's so crazy that Atlanta doesn't have more of that. There's a lot of talent down here. It's a lot of good people, and there's even a whole show about it. Fashionistas of Atlanta. So,
I don't know what you're
uh,
talking about. I'm sorry.
sure. So, moving from there, it should be here is what I want to get to. And there's so much talent, so many people that do that here. I am surprised that we don't have that. So we need it, right? We need
Well,
that. We need people that have good taste, good flavor, good, yeah, all that.
you know what? Can we back up a little bit? Because one of my designers who's actually going to be in the show is actually from the show Fashionaires. So I can't even do them like that. But shout out to J.M. Moore. He's actually on Fashionaires of Atlanta. So much salute to my boy. Y'all will see him premiering a new line October 17th at the Vanguard show. Much
All
respect to him.
right. Awesome. Well, good plug for that. Look, let me just say, I understand completely about wanting to see something in a city that you don't feel is there. That is really hard, especially in our community, to want certain things and to want to be able to represent in a good way, especially when you know you have the gifts and the skills. For you, how did you identify that this was going to be a good path for you going forward, something that you could really represent yourself and your community with?
So I'm gonna be really transparent with you. A lot of people who know me, they know the new me, like very goofy, very driven, very laid back. But I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm from New York, I'm from Brooklyn, I'm very much a product of my environment. So when I was in college, even high school, whatever, growing up, I was kind of like a rambunctious type of dude. Everybody has their things, they get into trouble. So I was the type of person I used to get into trouble, used to be fighting things. So it's things that none of y'all in the comments should be doing. Remember, no fighting.
That's right.
But
Hello, hello.
as I said, when I was in college, I met Zoe Dupree, who's a celebrity fashion stylist, and we were at college together. So it's kind of like, for those who don't know, I also have a few of my own businesses. One of my businesses is called Fashion SML. Fashion SML basically stands for Fashion Saved My Life. So when I was in college, Zoe Dupree basically introduced me to modeling as a way to kind of focus my energy and focus my anger and rage, and basically a positive outlet. So
Yes.
I was talking to a brother of mine, Isaac. I'm not sure if he's in here yet, but my bro Isaac, who also will be performing at Vanguard Show, shameless plug. But we was talking one day, and we was just kind of like throwing around ideas, ways to become rich. And I just started like going from there and thinking about it. And I was like, well, fashion's my life, and fashion has done so much for me. Why not create a fashion platform? You get what I'm saying? And thus was born Fashion SML, which the Vanguard Show will be produced under. But basically, that's how I got into it. You get what I'm saying? It was just I was at a point in life where it was time to grow up, and fashion was the best way for me to do so.
Good, brother. Man, you got so many just things that you're doing. And I love that. We have got to have we've got to be multi-talented in this day and age. We've got to have multiple streams of income, multiple things that we have our hands in. And I'm glad that you have that mindset that somebody pushed you to have that mindset that something can save your life. And knowing what your passion and your purpose is, that will always do it. For all the things that you were doing before, just to touch on that real quick, for all the things you were doing before, what was the saving grace for you? What was the mind change to say, I got to stop this and do something different?
Y'all about to be judging me. My changing moment was when I was, of course, in college and I got into a fight, and my college basically was like, listen, yeah, basically I got into a fight with someone, they took the L, needless to say, and my school basically, because I went to Allen University, changed me a lot. Shout out to Allen University at HBCU.
Yes.
Basically, they was like, we're not having this. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's about to be on the up and up. You about to be out. And I knew at that moment, it's like, my mother's from Manhattan. You get what I'm saying? I'm from Brooklyn, but she's from Manhattan. They don't play that. So I was like, there's no possible way this can happen. Because if I go home to Carol and tell her this, oh, baby, listen, 6 feet under I go. So I was like, yeah, it's time to definitely make a change. You get what I'm saying? And then that's when everything kind of, took its path. But, everything happened for a reason. I don't regret anything. Some things I wish could have went a different way, but I don't regret anything because without those trials and tribulations, you get what I'm saying, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Absolutely. You wouldn't be as focused and determined and strong. Shout out to our HBCUs because they really have saved quite a few people who would have been cut out of a school because of actions like that. I know I went to Norfolk State, so I went to our HBCU, and I had literally a lady in our student activities who was called Big Mama, and she would call everybody Sweetie Pie and I literally, when I was in SGA, and I asked her, I said, why do you call everybody Sweetie Pie? She's like, I love all y'all, but there's too many of y'all. I don't remember y'all.
I get it. And shout out to SGA. I actually was on SGA at my school too.
Yeah, she would be tough, but it was all love.
Yeah.
And for you to get kicked out, you had to really do something,
Right.
Those places saved a lot of lives and got a lot of people degrees that, otherwise at other schools may not have survived, if you will. So shout out to our HBU and our HBU family, especially those at Howard who are celebrating right now because of our new vice presidential nominee that's coming up and going to be doing a thing. Hello, we're just going to claim it. We're just going to claim it in advance. Getting back to the world of fashion, what do you feel like is happening right now in the world of fashion that is most pivotal for you as a young Black man coming up in the fashion world?
Kind of, I'm gonna say the revamp. You get what I'm saying? Because as I said, with COVID-19 going on, a lot of designers actually have stopped producing lines, and with them stopped producing lines, it's kind of like food. You get what I'm saying? It's substance for us. So for those of us who live in the fashion industry, it's like we don't get to see the thing that keeps us running. So with COVID, the moment where it was becoming a little lighter, there's an app. It's my favorite app. It's called Vogue Runway. Any line, and this is how you know what's really New York Fashion Week. If your line does not make it to, or if you do not see it on Vogue Runway, you were not at Vogue. I mean, you were not at New York Fashion Week. Let's just make that clear. But Vogue Runway is definitely one of my favorite apps. Even if it's not New York Fashion Week, if it's not Paris Fashion Week, if it's not Milan Fashion Week, anybody who's major who makes a line is going to end up on Vogue Runway. And for a long time, you would check the app and nothing would be on there because no one was making anything. Like COVID shut everything down. So I'm gonna say this moment is pivotal because the world is fighting to get back to normal. And now you start seeing like a lot of designers are using this as a moment of inspiration to start coming out with new lines. So you see a lot of things that haven't been made before, a lot of things that have been revamped. And on top of that, I also have to shout out on Netflix, it's called The Remix, Hip Hop Meets Fashion. It is one of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
I gotta check that out.
Definitely. Even if you're not necessarily into fashion, I think even if you're into entertainment, like I think that documentary is something that everybody will get a little bit out of. So that's another pivotal moment. The fact that that documentary dropped, I think the industry itself really needed that.
I love that, my man. Look, you know what we do here on The Heart. You've been, I know you've done a little homework here. So we talk about all kinds of things, and I always like to stay in the realm of what's comfortable, but still push you a little bit. We talk love and success, and on the success side, we touched on some things that you're most encouraged about. But let's shift over to love in just a second here. Let me get your mind ready for that, all right? But let me ask a few more success questions here. So when it comes to your fashion, do you have some favorite designers? Not to alienate any out there, but do you have any favorite designers that you absolutely love? Ooh.
Can y'all see it?
Right.
Shout out.
Yes.
Since we're about to talk about love, I just want to throw out the fact that, first of all, one of my favorite people in the world, one of my favorite fashion icons is Rihanna. Y'all see the book right there. And this book right here, Roberto Cavalli, my favorite designer of all time. I wanted to throw that out there since we're about to talk about love, because my baby, my dude, my boyfriend, hey, Tremel, I know he in here. He bought me both of these. He knows me so well. So my favorite 2 books of all time.
Love that.
Favorite designer. Aside from Roberto Cavalli, I think my favorite designer would be Frankie Morello. He's really big with Milan Fashion Week. And I also got to shout out an indie upcoming designer by the name of Sumar. A lot of y'all see me wearing like custom made things. Shout out to Sumar. Sumar gets me and my baby right every time.
Love that. We gotta make sure we post that in here so people can check that out. So let's talk about love a little bit. When it comes to being a black man all the way from New York down to South Carolina, has it been, when did you move? You were in college when you moved, right?
No, I was in high school when I came.
High school when you moved.
So I wasn't even thinking about love when I came down here.
Not at all. So we'll go with the South. How has it been for you in finding and maintaining love?
Whew, sheesh. I'm a hopeless romantic. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a hopeless romantic. So everything I do, like when I'm into you and we dating or whatever, like I put my all into you, you know what I'm saying? And I would say like I definitely have my moments where it's bitten me in the rear, you get what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't deserve to have your all. What I will say is, even though I've had those moments, I've learned that those moments, the things you go through with failed relationships only build you up for the relationship that's worth it. And I can definitely say, luckily, I found that, you get what I'm saying? But,
Yes.
So it used to be a point in time where I used to like hate, I'm not even gonna say hate is a strong word, but I used to strongly dislike the people that I've dealt with in the past, because I felt like, y'all didn't deserve what I was bringing this standing for. But I actually got to the point where I kind of thanked them, because if y'all didn't put me in these situations, I wouldn't have known how to love the one I'm with now. You get what I'm saying? And I wouldn't know how to appreciate the fact that he loved me back. So you get what I'm saying? My dating life has kind of been like manipulation. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna call it, they were manipulating me. And I moved to Atlanta to be in a relationship, but let me tell you, I got kidnapped. If you hear me say I got kidnapped, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, like shout out to everybody who effed up and lost the best thing that they ever had, because I found the best thing that I ever had. So that's that on that.
Oh, I love that. Look, let me tell you something. That is so true. People are so nervous to date when they're trying to date. It's so necessary, because you need to figure out what's going to work. You need to see the signs, and sometimes you need, look, this is how we are. We are creatures that adapt way too easily sometimes. Yes. That means we can adapt to bad things too. And sometimes you need to get used to a bad situation so that when good comes, it feels better. You know, it's not until you get that 5-star treatment that you realize you were missing it, right?
Right.
So you need some 2 stars and some 1 stars to be able to be like, okay, we're
Definitely.
gonna stay away from that.
But I see some people who know us. Baby, come here.
Oh yeah, bring him in, bring him in.
Right. Oh, he's trying to walk in all slow with a smile on his face.
I got a smile.
You know he's
This
smiling.
man
That's
don't
all
even
right.
like me.
What's up, brother?
He don't even like me.
Yes, I
Hey.
do. He likes you too. I love that. There you go. Come on now. Some
What
black
y'all
love
talking
in the
about in
building.
here?
Come on, black love in the building.
Okay.
How was it for you in normalizing this with your families? You know, black love and being able to be two black men who love each other. How is normalizing that for your families, your parents, and those around you?
Well, his niece doesn't like me. She's like 3 years old.
She
And she
do
does.
like him.
But I would say, so to be very honest and again transparent, because you know this is real life situations. So with that, oh, shout out to my boy Demetrius. He just came in. He's definitely gonna be one of my designers for the Vanguard experience as well. Just got
Yes,
give support where it is. But
that's right. That's right.
with that being said, of course I wasn't always into dudes. So when I was like in high school and even for a good bit of college, I was still dating females. Like I I was still dating
Look
women.
up.
So
He was
Yeah.
banging box. He banging that pussy top.
Right.
Hi,
Hello.
Carisha. But nah, seriously. So on that note, like being in this community is very new to me still, and there's a lot of things that go on in this community that I still get used to. With that being said, introducing him to my family is kind of like a newer thing. Like he's just met my little sister. What was that? A few weeks ago.
Last month.
Last month. So he just met my little sister, which is like the first person. He met like a lot of like my important friends in this stand for. But my sister was the first family member he met, and she loves him. You get what I'm saying? Which I wasn't worried about. He's doable. But when she came down, you get what I'm saying? We all from New York, so she came down, and as gangster as she is or whatever, like she loved him, and they got along perfectly fine.
I
And
love her.
you get what I'm saying? She asked about him all the time. When I talk to her, if he's in the background, she's like, "I hate your mother." And I got another sister in New York who just hit me up. Was like, "Oh my God, I want to meet him so bad." So my family, they like him. He okay.
That's what's up. I
My
love
mama
that.
just be looking crazy at him sometimes.
Really?
His auntie like me though.
My mama liked you.
His auntie like me.
If my mama didn't like you, she would tell you. Trust me. Believe she
How
would
long
not
has it
hold her
been
tongue
now?
to nobody.
How long has it been now?
Oh, a year and
2 months.
2 months.
I think a year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How do you all handle disagreements and arguments?
Whatever I say goes. That's how we handle it.
That's about right. That's about right. Okay,
I'm
keep
the
the
older
peace.
one, so whatever I say goes because I have more life experience.
He's a Leo.
And
Enough
I want to
said.
be happy, and whatever baby wants, baby gets, and I'm baby. So that's how.
Oh my Lord, help!
Very toxic and controlling, and I love it.
Well, obviously you're making some good decisions, so it's working out.
Yeah,
As
we
long
make good
as long as
decisions
that's
around
the
here.
case.
We try to communicate more. We try to have like open-ended discussion, and then we agree to disagree. So we're trying that part too. So that's been working a lot.
That's healthy because you're two
it's
unique
very
people with
healthy.
two different experiences, and you need to be able to communicate in your
What I
own
will
way
offer
sometimes.
people is the opportunity to, if you're in a relationship and you're having a disagreement, try to argue for your lover. You know what I'm saying? Like, take their side of the argument and argue for them so they can understand and you can understand what it feels like to be in their position. I think that helped a few times.
That's so brilliant. Yes, that
First
is
of all,
a
that's not
tactic I
successful because
always
when we
use.
tried that, we bust out laughing.
I know, because it'd be funny. Then you would realize how dumb the argument is.
Yeah, true.
It's like I'm
A
arguing with
lot
you
of
about something.
times
You're
it's
not getting my
really
point, so I'm
silly.
going to make you argue for me. Argue for me like you're arguing for yourself.
That is really good. Somebody need to hear that like today. They needed that today.
That's what I'm
So
saying. I'm a life coach. I'm going to let y'all get back to y'all thing because I look a mess and I ain't going to be in here.
What's up, Carlton? I see you just came in. And shout out to
yes,
everybody who's been showing me love. I'm sorry I couldn't read all the comments, but hey, everybody.
yes. Thank you everybody for coming in today. Look, I am excited that even happened. You know, it's a lot of times people are hiding their relationships. How did you all determine you were going to be, especially as a young man who had dated women before, that you were going to be open in the relationship and be able to post things like and do these kind of things in public? How did you get to that space?
I think it just comes with maturity, because at a certain point, you know how you want to be treated, and I wouldn't want to be a secret to anybody. You get what I'm saying? And so I know he wouldn't want to be a secret to anybody. So it's kind of like, why would I be scared to hold your hand in public, or have PDA and kiss on you in public when I know you would want to kiss it? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I always say we're a team. You get what I'm saying? And nothing is ever going to be one-sided. So it's basically all just communication and maturity.
I love that.
I think that's really just it. Communicate. You have to grow. You get what I'm saying? You have to allow yourself time to grow.
You be digging in my pants.
I tell people about my nasty endeavors.
I love that. How did you all meet? And were you in a good space emotionally, mentally, to be in a relationship when you met?
I really don't know if he's in here. I wish he was. But we met through a mutual friend of ours called Isaac, who is a Ray. He's a singer. Again, I'm going to plug it as many times as I can. Vanguard show, October 17th. But we met through a mutual friend of ours, Isaac Array. He is someone who, when I was going through a really bad breakup, he kind of was in the beginning stages of going through one. And then he helped me through mine. So by the time he broke up with his person, I was able to help him through his. So us knowing each other really well, he's on a show called G Status, and Tramel's on a show called G Status. So
yes.
Yeah, so they knew each other or whatever, and I think they was having a conversation. From what Ike told me, it was like, I guess Tramel was, being lovey-dovey and soft like how he do. And Ike basically had told him like, oh, I know somebody who would be perfect for you. Next thing just so happened, I saw him on Ike's page, and I was being a little creep, like, who that is? With the who that? Like, oh, he fine. What's up? What's his name? Like, send him my way. I was playing when I'm like, send him my way. He done screenshot my message, send it to him. Next thing you know, he's in my inbox, and it's the rest is history.
I love that. Look, let a friend who know a friend hook up a friend.
Exactly.
Because they know both of y'all's character and temperament. Yes, hello. Especially when somebody knows your story a little bit, they can, they understand what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Do it with me.
Yes, exactly. That is awesome, man. I'm really encouraged by the things you're saying and where your head is, because we need this kind of energy in our community. As somebody who stepped in a little later in life to the LGBT community, was this something that, as a male model, that you wanted to kind of put a badge on and say, I'm a gay model, or were you just like, I'm a model? How do you do that? Are you an activist, if you will, or are you just, I'm doing my job?
I'm trying to be so politically correct on this answer. So me and him had this conversation before, and he kind of like had a different aspect. I don't know if anybody, babe, what's his name? Like Nephew Tommy, I believe it is, the one on the radio, Steve Harvey.
Yes.
Nephew, I think. So it's either Nephew Tommy or it's one of the radio people. Who's the guy who made the comment about like, don't put a title on being gay because it doesn't make you money?
Don't put a title on being. Oh, Ricky Smiley. Ricky
Smiley, that's his name. So Ricky Smiley was talking about, they were having a conversation about Dwayne Wade's daughter. And I'm, no judgment towards anybody. I'm mind my business. But he said something I felt like it made a lot of sense. Ricky Smiley said, at the end of the day, whatever you do, don't put being gay on the title. So the best way to think of it is think of a rapper. It's easy. It's better to be a rapper who so happens to be gay than be a gay rapper. Because at the end of the day, the title gay isn't going to be what gets you paid. It's the fact that you're a rapper that's what's going to get you paid. So when it came down to it, while I'm a model who just so happens to be in the LGBT community, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a gay, bisexual, that's not my title. I'm a model. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If you want to put a title on it, say he's a published model, because that's fact, 6 times published. You get what I'm saying? Being gay or being whatever is not going to get you paid. It's your skill and your talent that's going to get you paid. I'm saying that, and there's nothing wrong with what you want to call yourself. Let me make that perfectly clear, because I know some people may have a difference in opinion. I'm not knocking anyone's opinion. I'm not knocking anyone's title. I'm not. If I'm disrespecting anybody, I apologize. But I'm just simply saying, like, you have to focus on your talent. You have to focus on your skill. Anything outside of that is just outside of that. But what gets you paid is what gets you paid at the end of the day.
I love that answer, man. And you did that right. That was very politically correct, but it was also very forward thinking. Because for me, um, even though I am a on the LGBT spectrum, I don't lead in any interviews that I'm on, and I've been on major platforms now. And it's like, I don't come on, and my publicist doesn't say this is bisexual, love coach. We don't come on saying that. But when I'm able to speak, because what I do is I let my gift go before me. They say your gift would make room for you. So for me, I let my gift go, and I make sure that I'm prepared so that no matter where the conversation takes me, whether it's about Black relationships, I just happen to be Black. Whether it's about a male relationship, I just happen to be a man. Whether it's about people who went to a HBCU, I just happen to go to a HBCU. Whether it's about people who have had sex with women, had sex with men, I just happen to have done that. I don't make any one thing my thing. And that has helped me and has opened a lot of doors, because it doesn't say let your label make room for you. It says let your gift make room for you. So I have learned how to live beyond my label and let my gift, because your gift will always be bigger than a label. So we were just on our Mobile in the Making masterclass yesterday, and we were talking about branding, and we were talking about, do you pick a name for yourself? And one thing that one of the guests, I believe it was Mark Coley, he said, honestly, you just do the work so well that people want to just start calling you something. And that should be what you should be called, because your work is speaking for you. Your gift is making the title relevant. And I'm stuck on that. I am stuck on that. So shout out to everybody who lives based on being gay and all these things. I honestly have trouble sometimes. Like, I had a celebrity transgender publicist on, Chanel Hudson, the other day, and I struggled putting transgender on it, even though that's what she goes by, because she's not just that. She is
so much
a
more.
celebrity PR person. She is not just a transgender, celebrity PR person. And she works with multimillionaires. And I almost want to be like, if I was counseling her in her ear, I'd be like, look, take off some people don't even know you're transgender. So
Right.
just I don't know. But for the activism, I get it. I understand it. On that spectrum, that's why I still talk about it every now and then. But it doesn't run my life. And shout out to you for being in that headspace and that mind space. So we took that interesting turn. I am glad about it, though. That's a necessary conversation in our community, because I feel like a lot of people get pigeonholed into something that they're so bigger than. What do you feel about, and let's talk about this a little bit, when you found this young man that you are talking to, Tramel, when you found him and you all were talking, were there certain things that you said, this is something about him that I wouldn't have ordinarily liked in somebody, but I like it in him, or I'm willing to engage in him?
Yes. I think before him, I had a thing for more serious type people. Like, I was very into like the whole masculine thing and like more serious people. People were like kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But he's definitely a breath of fresh air. He's he finds joys in all things in life. Like, the littlest thing makes him smile, and that's what I love about it. You get what I'm saying? While sometimes even I'll be just sitting there like chilling, having like a regular look on my face, he'll sit there and start poking me, like trying to tickle me. I'd be like, "Yo, chill." He'd be like, "No, you need to smile," and I should be like, "Okay, well, you know what?" You get what I'm saying? So he's one of those people who just find like the joys in the simple things, and I think that brings a flow of positive energy in our relationship, and that's what I appreciate, because I don't do negative energy at all. So he definitely brings a flow of positive energy, and that's one of those things I truly appreciate.
I tell you, find somebody that loves to laugh, and you will keep positive energy in your life. Laughter is medicine for the soul. That is true. I love to laugh. Let me tell you something. Laughter is the key to maintaining a relationship. It is hard to fight when you're laughing. Hello?
It really is.
It is hard. Look, try to fight when you're both laughing, and I promise you, either the conversation ends or somebody's just like, you know what, you win. Because
Like,
there's no
you know what?
point in
It's just
arguing.
not worth
But
it.
it's not worth it anymore. Especially when the joke is real good. You just want to laugh a little longer. I love that. For you, do you have any advice for, because you're around a lot of young men who are doing their thing, as you mentioned, you got a lot of professionals who are coming to your show that you're attached to, who are friends. Do you have any advice for these people who are looking for love, and any lessons that you learned that you might want to share with them?
Stop looking, honestly. I found when you're not looking when you're not looking is when you find what you need.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying? When you're looking, you find what you want, but when you're not looking, you find what you need. And that's exactly what happened to me. I really wasn't even looking when me and him met or when we crossed paths. And he just turned out to be what I need. Like low key, I was kind of, and I just told somebody the story. I low key was kind of in a tough spot mentally when I met him. And when he came, everything just got so much better. Like everything in life just got better. So, stop looking. That's the best I can tell you.
I hear you. I encountered the same thing with my partner. It was a moment where I literally was just like overlooking. I said, no more looking. I am just going to live and enjoy my life and have fun and be the best person I can be attractive in my own right. If somebody saw me, that I would make sure of myself I was in the right space to be attractive. A lot of people don't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned this, and this is something I teach to a lot of single people too, that don't get so attractive as a single that you don't look like a good date. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that look like amazing singles, and you look at them, and you be like, I would never date you, but you're good to look at. You're good to look at, but I would never date you. Like you're looking. So my brother, who was also on here, he now has an OnlyFans page, which I found out about, and he posted this picture, and everybody was like, he posted a picture of himself, and he said, "What do I look like?" And everybody said, "Heartbreaker, trouble, problematic." And mind you, everybody loves him. He gets thousands of posts and likes every day. But these people were honest. They were like, "Look, you a single brother, you look good, but at the end of the day, wouldn't date you. So don't be such such an attractive single that you don't look attractive to date. Because if your goal is to get somebody, you need to look better as a date or a mate than you do as a single."
Most definitely.
So some of these body pictures and all these things, brother, I'll be like, you aren't a model. Like for you, you're a model. I understand certain pictures are going to be online and that's what you do. But for these people who are not a model, they are not an athlete, they are not I'll be like, okay, you are not at the beach every day. So we don't need to see your whole body. But yes, for you, what would be something else that you would share other than that? Because that was a good one.
As far as relationship wise?
Yeah, what would you tell them? Because I know you have friends that y'all have heart to hearts.
Oh, my biggest one that I've learned, take your time. Seriously, take your time, because hurt people. So do not jump out of something just to jump into something else. Because at the end of the day, if you're the person who was hurt in your last relationship and you haven't healed properly, and then you go try to jump into something else, you're going to be the person to hurt the next person. And that's just going to be an ongoing chain. It's basically a domino effect. And you're going to be the cause of a lot of things down a very long line of heartbreak. You don't want that on your karma.
At all. That was good word, brother. I tell people to slow down all the time. Look, when you're going fast, think about when you're driving fast. When you're driving fast, it's so much easier to have a deadly accident versus when you're going slower. And when you're driving fast, you miss so many things than when you're going slower. I think about how many times I've gone to work and there'll be new buildings popping up, and because I'm going fast, I missed them. And then just happen to be in a passenger seat one day, and then suddenly I'm like, whoa, there's a whole building I missed. And this is what we do to people. We're like, I never knew they had all these issues. And you're like, well, you were moving so fast, there's no way you saw it. There's no way. There's no way. You were in this honeymoon phase and couldn't see anything. So I'm always, that is like, y'all two Yeah, I see why y'all fit. Y'all have good minds.
He's taught me a lot.
Um, I love that. I love that. So tell us again about your show coming up in October,
Yes.
and so we can promote that and where we can find more information about it.
All right, so basically, it's the Vanguard show. Vanguard show, October 17th. Uh, the time is right now 5 to 8, but we're basically 2 months ahead of schedule. So, but October 17th, Vanguard show coming to you straight from Atlanta. Basically, anybody who loves fashion, anybody who loves entertainment, music, things of that sort. We just basically trying to do our part to make the world get back to normal. You get what I'm saying? Everybody's tired of being cooped up in the crib. Everybody's tired of being on restriction as if we're kids. I'm just trying to do my part. So October 17th, if you need more information, I will be posting the flyers soon and dropping all the information and updates. So if you aren't following me already, follow me at Kiid_Fro. That's KIID_Fro. Also follow my baby, I am_Tramel, because he's going to be posting for me too. Aside from that, hey.
I love it, man. I'm so proud of you. On behalf of Control, just know that we'll be there if you want us to support and promote for you as well with that. So I'll put us down for that. All right.
Oh, appreciate it. You already know, you and the rest of your Control Magazine family. Make sure y'all come through.
Cool,
You definitely
man.
be a
I'm
show
here
to
for it.
remember.
Absolutely. I got you. That's what it's all about in this community, man. I really do believe in supporting our community. You've been a part, or you just joined Mogul in the Making, so you get to see a little bit about what we do in there. We're just trying to encourage people to join that, especially young entrepreneurs, because we need a safe space to be able to share and be just as vulnerable as you were in this conversation about our businesses and about our entrepreneurial goals and really the way we want to succeed in life. Look, everybody wants two things in life, and that's love and success. And that's what we're trying to merge together with Mogul in the Making and with the Mogul mindset. So, brother, you got that Mogul mind. I am excited about what you're doing and about how you're building. I'm really happy about all the people that you have supporting you in our community. That's so important to have people behind you that will lift you and support you and will lift you up throughout the process. So I'm here to do that with you as well, as one black man to another. And I look forward to what you're doing. And I'll be there in October. I look forward to it, brother. Okay?
I appreciate you, my guy. Be safe out here.
Absolutely. Much love to you and have a beautiful night. And tell Tramel we said we love him too. All right?
All right. Appreciate you, and bye, everybody in the comments. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, y'all, for tuning in. And to everybody else, thank you for tuning in. Have a beautiful night. Y'all take care. Peace.